family, welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, it's still a little stormy here in Patea, the Gulf of Thailand. Got whitecaps on it this morning, but thankfully it does seem that things are calming down along the Thai and Cambodian border. Fingers crossed a ceasefire will hold and all of that nonsense will stop. So I do have a bit of adulting to do today. It's that time. I need to renew my driver's license. There's two of them. I have a separate license for a motorcycle and a separate license for a car. How long is this going to take? I don't know, but I do know there's some procedure changes. Welcome to Thailand. So we're going to go down to the visa agent. We're going to talk to Amarok, find out what we need to do to get this done. Hopefully it doesn't take the entire day and we get back down to Pattaya for a couple happy hour beers with the boys. Pattaya, Pattaya. By the way, on the subject of driving, you guys coming out of North America, driving on the left takes a minute to get used to, but you do get used to it. I'd say it probably took a couple months before it was automatic, before it got to the point where you didn't have to remind yourself. The hardest thing to get used to is the driver's seat being on the opposite side of the car. I still haven't gotten used to that. Everything's, yeah. Pattaya, Pattaya. All right, before we dive into this driver's license discussion, we do have one piece of business that we need to get out of the way. How do you pronounce the name of the city? Now, I've got a couple Brit friends who have been giving me heat, saying, you're pronouncing the name all wrong. It's Patea. It's not Patea, it's Patea. No, it's Patea. It's not. Now, I've been playing you guys clips from the Patea song at the beginning of the video, and I've asked a couple Thai friends just for clarification.
No, Pattaya.
There you go. Discussion over. Pattaya, Pattaya. And you know what? It really doesn't matter. Patea, Patea. Let's go get some beers. Let's drink.
Well, here, take this back then.
Hang on, we can't do any drinking yet. We got to talk about driver's licenses first. The next video, we're going to talk about drinking again. We're going to do a gentleman's guide to drinking in Patea. So if you haven't, subscribe, like, turn on notifications. All of these things help the channel tremendously. I do need to remind you guys that when I mention a particular bar, particular business, or particular service in town, I'm not one of these guys, and I'm not one of these guys. Right on cue. They're doing work next door. I'm not one of these guys that goes in and says, hey, I'm gonna feature you in my YouTube video. I want some compensation. I don't do that. The only compensation that I request is from you guys. If you find the information valuable, just do me a favor, hit the like button. If you really want to support us, come over and join the Patreon group, International Men of Leisure. I will warn you, ladies, you probably won't like the content. Guys, you'll love it. Let's backtrack a little bit on the driver's license. If you're just moving over here, in order to get a driver's license, here's the requirements. Pattaya, Pattaya. Pattaya, Pattaya. Supposedly, and I use the word supposedly, because if you go and use an agent to do the driver's license, a lot of the things on that list, it's much easier. Let me just put it that way. You're going to sign some documents, you're going to go get your picture taken, and that's it. The second part to this is that if you're trying to get a motorcycle endorsement on your license here in Thailand, you need to have an existing one already on the license from your home country. If you don't, the process is much more difficult. So do that at home before you come over here. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting in a class, you're going to take a road test, you're going to take a written test, all just for the motorcycle endorsement. The road course was fairly easy. The written test is what usually gets most people, because you got to remember the original test is in Thai and they translate it into English. A lot of things get lost in translation. I remember I was sitting there taking the test and guys were looking at me going, I don't know, maybe C? Should be a relatively simple question, but when it's phrased wrong, it can get confusing. It took me 3 times to pass it. I'm embarrassed to say that, but it did. Your visa agent should be able to help you with this. Most of them have a sample book. It's basically a practice test, and you can go through it and you can study and you can memorize it, and that'll help tremendously. Well, the first time I took it, I missed by 1 question. So my agent gave me the practice exam to take home and study. Now the problem is, Patea, there's a few distractions. That's it. Yeah, I didn't study. Went back to take it again, missed by 2 questions. Next time, I took the practice exam home, made sure I stayed home, studied, and I only missed 1 question. So make sure they have a practice exam if you have to take the test, and study. Now, once you pass your test and you get your licenses, they're good for 2 years. At the end of those 2 years, you can go in and you can renew them for 5 years. What's that? Oh, rule change? Welcome to Thailand. Yeah, they've changed the rules. Now, if you want to extend for 5 years, you have to have at least 12 months of validity left on your visa, which I don't. So I have 2 choices. One, I can hold off on doing the driver's licenses and do the visa first, or I can just suck it up and do the 2-year renewal and come back in 2 years and make another video. Why not? I really don't need 5 years on it. 2 years is fine. The process really isn't that difficult, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. All right, it's that time of the year. Got to get the retirement visa renewed, got to get the driver's licenses renewed, and I got to do a 90-day report, which I did try to do online, unsuccessfully, might I add. So came over here, let Amarok and the crew handle business. I went into the office, they had all of my paperwork ready. Sign here, sign here, sign here. Now the next question, do you want to do this in Chonburi? Or do you want to do it in Rayong? What's the difference? Rayong has a lot less foreigner traffic. It's usually much faster. Now I live in Jomtien, so for me to go out to the Chonburi office, I'm looking at a half an hour anyways. So what's another 15 minutes? I'll meet you guys in Rayong tomorrow. One hour in and out. In actuality, it wasn't even an hour. We got there, they had just gone on lunch break, and so we had 20 minutes to kill. I found a cool little coffee shop, went in, got a coffee, came back, might have been in there for a half an hour. The only thing I did do was a vision test, which was so easy, it was laughable. There's no letters or anything, it's just, what side do you see the light on? Press the appropriate button. You guys coming over on vacation, you really don't need to worry about any of this. All you need to do is have an international driver's license, and if you're going to be driving a scooter or motorcycle, it must have the motorcycle endorsement on it. All right, everyone, that's how you go about renewing a driver's license. It gives you some background about obtaining the driver's license. Again, I use Amarok and SoGood Visa to get this done. I know there's people out there that do it themselves. It's completely possible, and I'm sure There's YouTube videos explaining it step by step by step. So just take a moment, do some research before you attempt to do it again. There's a lot of paperwork to fill out, and if it's not filled out properly, back to the end of the line you go. Coming up, I'm doing the visa renewal. I'm getting a new bank account because a lot of us right now are having problems with transfers going into Bangkok Bank. That's a whole nother video. Tonight, I'm going out to shoot video for the Gentleman's Guide to Drinking in Pattaya. I cheated. That clip's actually from Angela City, ABC Hotel. Boys, you want to know more about that? Come over, join International Men of Leisure on Patreon. We've got our own private website. We talk about all of these great places that you ought to know about. Danny, signing off. I'll see you guys in a few days.